Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kyle here with another Exos Heroes video. And in today's video, we're gonna be breaking down the really surprisingly big patch that just launched here in Exos Heroes. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. New core raid plus core raid pass. We got new ways to guarantee really good fake core characters, fake core memory features that I think is actually pretty cool. And then lastly, we have the new increased rates banner, which is Yao. So with that, if you like content like this, please consider subscribing and let's get into it. So the first thing is we got the Summer Fiesta. This is the core raid where you're going to be able to battle the characters from the new characters from the Summer Fiesta class of fake core characters. Very typical core raid. Not much has changed on this front, except what they did add is the core raid pass. I would think this is awesome. For most people, you're going to see this bottom row is going to be gated by 3,000 gems, priced exactly as much as the Exos pass. As you'll see, there's going to be some pretty big differences in what you can get. I think just looking at it, significantly less Zest. I want to say it's like a third of the Zest, significantly less gear you're going to be able to get. It makes sense why both of these are priced for 3,000. But at the same time, I have zero interest in buying the Exos pass, but I do have an interest in buying this one because at the very end here, you get the guaranteed random fake core. Fake cores are where it's at. Also, it looks like the requirements to actually level this up are significantly less tedious than the current Exos Heroes pass. It's just really boring to go in and not be able to sim battles that you obviously are going to win. I don't want to bother taking rares into campaign and stuff. Whereas this, it seems like it's very targeted to just the core raid. You play the game like normal, but you actually do it. And based on how good you do it, then you'll get the points. So I'm already a way bigger fan of this. That's why I bought it. I'm going to be doing it anyway. And not a free, but a guaranteed fake core is pretty sweet. To be determined on exactly how hard this is, looking at the break requirements here of yellow, I'm assuming they're probably going to put yellow first. If you ever put red first, then it's just going to be a joke. Blue first is probably going to be relatively easy too, but having that yellow first might make it a little tough. I'll actually go in depth and play the content in another video, but we're just covering all the new content. Next on the list, we got guaranteeing a way to get a specific fated character. And I think this is awesome that they're adding this. Coming from Raid, not being able to do this, knowing that potentially you can go an entire life of an account with no pity timers, no ways of ever guaranteeing that you're at least going to get something for your money, something for all those pulls you have. This is just another reason why I like something like this, where I know that even though I think the requirements are a little too steep, at least you'll get them. And here, let's break it down. So where you go to check out the fake core selector or scouting is you go to the journal and then you just pick one of these characters. There's going to be a button here, get out of the way, and then you'll need requirements. So some characters have specific scouting conditions. Mainly the really good ones are the ones they consider more rare than others. Those ones are going to also have a scouting condition. And this actually eats the character. You do this. If I wanted to scout this, I hit scout and then scout selected hero. Heroes used cannot be recovered. No, I don't want to do that. But let's actually eat one here. These guys, we get a ton of these guys. So here, let's scout them. Cannot be recovered. Boom, 16 points. So now I'm really, I'm right on that way, boys. We got 30K points, 16 of them, 16 of them down. Kind of depressing on how many points that takes and how it just eats characters. There's a lot of resources you actually get here. A lot of being able to enhance, a lot of rares for dispatches and stuff. So a lot of gold if you sell it. So you're making a big trade-off going for a Shivrakan, or most people probably going to want Bathory. I'm just picking Shivrakan because I don't have them, or Janai potentially. For example, here's the requirements for Bathory here, where you're going to need to sacrifice a Rara, and then you're also going to need Greenland citizens. And all the characters are based on whatever faction they are. So for example, Garth here needs his faction, plus he needs a Rudely, I believe. And then these are the really main big ones. I think out of all the generals here, I think probably the easiest one would probably be Rachel, because it uses Jai Khan. No one really cares about him. You don't really feel that one. You don't feel that scouting condition, where the other scouting conditions actually really suck. Rudely here, Rara here, especially if you have fake core Rara, you probably just transcended her, so you didn't save it. And who would predict for future content like that? And then Shufraken is actually Valentina, which is, not the greatest character, but a gold fake core is on the way, and she's actually like kind of rare to pull. Then there's these kind of like lesser, like one step down fated characters. It doesn't do all of them. I believe after Magi and on, none of these can be picked. As you can see, they just don't have that capability. Maybe they'll add it in the future. We don't know. But like, for example, the requirements are significantly less. So I was showing the like top best characters in the game version for the scouting points. But like, for example, Rudely, he's like a mid-tier one where he needs 16,000 points and he needs a Valar. And then Valar is like the bottom tier one where you just need 8,000 points and no scouting condition requirement. So that's mainly how that works. Let me know in the comments if you guys think this is unfair, if you guys think this is reasonable. I like that it exists. I just think it's just a little too high. Like some of these characters, I think this is fine. Like if you want, free to play, you want to slowly grind through it, you're going to be using those red gems that you throw in 10 of them, get you a character. Eventually, you'll just pour them all in and then get a fated character guaranteed if you keep getting unlucky with the zest you get. So I like it, but then the characters like I really want are like super expensive. It's going to take so many resources. Next, we have the fake core memory. And this part of the patch notes left me with the most questions. I was like, what the hell is this? But after looking at it, it kind of makes sense. It's definitely not what I was expecting, but it's a nice addition because what it's doing is it's adding another incentive to have an air squadron. And I really like games that want to bring your core group of people together. Like hopefully we'll have more content in the future, kind of like Star Wars Galaxy Heroes does a good job of it. Other games do it as well, like Marvel Strike Force. Having more and more reasons to have a clan in the game is always nice, even if this thing is pretty small. What it is called core memory. So you go to the fake core section to check it out. And then currently there's only 2 of them here. And how it works is you click on this, there's 3 characters, and the requirements, you need all 3, but you're using your squadron, for example. So you get a pick. So and then the fusion actually matters. So let me try to explain it well. What it is this one, to get the 5%, you need all 3 of them filled. To get the 5%, you need 3 of them, but they don't have to have a fusion requirement for this 5%. This middle one here, not only do you need to have all 3 of them, but all 3 of them need to be fused. So here, maybe this is more out of the way. Yeah, so all 3 of them need to be fused. So see here, let me go here. Okay. That's how you get the 15%. So we have Iris is 3, Digos is 3, but she's 2. So that's why we can't get the 15% on these 3 characters. And lastly, which is absolutely nuts to me, you're going to need all 3 of them all fused 5 times. Then you'll get a 30% boost to combat power, attack percentage, HP percentage, and defense percentage, which would just be a hilarious boost, especially for characters like Digos, like any character. But specifically these meta defining characters, it'd be pretty insane to have all these stats associated with them. I'm just stoked for the 5%. We're right there on the 15%, which I'm shocked by. I'm shocked that people have double use one in the air squadron. Hey, I'm stoked. This guy, hell yeah, going for this, really went all out for Digos there. That's dope. That's core memory. Last thing we got is the new raid up banner for Yao. And let's take a look at that. They didn't really do much with her kit besides just adding the typical passive to it. She also is a blue fake core, so she's going to be boosting percentages of a very select few characters. Notably, there's a few notable characters. You can take a look at the patch notes to see exactly who it covers. The one that stood out to me is Chadi. If she was a really good character, then maybe I would consider going for her because I really like the fusion benefits you get from this, but I'm not going to fuse over like a side benefit. I would want an actual good character for that. And good characters that it's actually boosting, but fusion boosts the blue fake core passive really well. They didn't really change much in her kit. Besides that, I do want to say that they increased the percentage of her attack percentage base. So it, for example, on her A1 increases all allies attack by 30% of own attack for 8 turns. Right there, I believe starts at 24%. So, because if you look at her right now, she's a level 1 5-star. and she's getting a 30%. If you go into the journal at level 1 5-star, it's only like 24%. So I think it's going to end with a bigger attack percentage if you take her like the higher level you go with her. And then I also think her A2 has a higher percentage as well. Still, I don't think this is enough to justify, especially justify a 28 full pity. And a lot of people are going to have pretty much all their zest tied up waiting for the refund on Leopard. And I think that's a massively if you only had to choose between one or the other, this is way better to put your zest in and you're getting it back. So she's just coming out at a really bad time for most people. And luckily for us, they made sure the character's really not that good. So I'm pretty stoked by this. If this is Valentina and they made her like a really good gold fake core, I think a lot of people would be upset by this. So I'm glad that they went from kind of like an okay one to kind of let us breathe a bit. And it would have looked shady having specifically them knowing that, because they were going to give all the compensation back after after this banner ends, like on the 20th. So it would have been really shady if they're like, oh, hey, we're totally going to compensate you guys. But, oh, by the way, the character that's coming through is the gold fake core. So I'm glad that they're handling it this way. Even though it's really not that ideal. I wish we would just get paid out, quicker. So, all right, guys. That's it for the patch. Surprisingly massive patch. We've gone pretty close back to back, about, every month there seems to be a lot more content in this game. Definitely a stark contrast from a lot of other games out there, especially in the mobile genre. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this. And with that, you guys have a good one. Peace.